Your move.
What is going on, you guys? Bashtian YGO here, and today I'm coming at you with probably the best deck in the entire Master Duel format that is very much slept on right now. Honestly, guys, if you guys have not seen this deck so far in action, it's absolutely ridiculous. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it is the Fluffal Frightful deck. Essentially, this deck absolutely wrecks face in Master Duel. Without further ado, I am going to go ahead and do this a little bit differently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put up on the screen a quick clip of the deck itself in Master Duel. Then we're going to go to the IRL version where my boy Ford is going to go ahead and explain it a lot more in depth, how the deck works, what the cards do, how they combo off each other, and how they play well with each other. If we have time at the very end, I'm going to go ahead and put a lot of replays that Ford has playing online Master Duel with the actual deck itself, so you guys can go ahead and see the deck in action. Let me know what you guys think of this type of deck profile, guys, for Master Duel, and hopefully you guys enjoy. Let's take it away. You've been playing this deck online constantly. Day one Fluffal player. What do you think of the deck overall?
The deck is it's really fun in Master Duel. But you know, there's a lot of decks in Master Duel. People are testing out a lot of things, but this deck, it can do so much. It can pop a ton of cards. It can chain block. And it's really easy to get in Master Duel. Like, it's one of the cheapest decks you can get since everything is mainly a rare or a normal in the main deck, and the extra deck, that's when it goes to 2 super rares, I think. It was 3 super rares in the extra deck. But let me explain why I love this deck so much. So of course I play the 3 dog. This is your main searcher. Don't play 2. I know a lot of people have been saying play 2 Fluffal dog. Play 3. 3 penguin. So if you use this card as a fusion material, you get to draw 2 cards and discard 1. Now I play 3 because this card is extremely useful. It can special summon a Fluffal monster from your hand, and that effect is not a hard once per turn. But more importantly, if you use this card as fusion material, you can draw 2 cards and discard 1, which is perfect for chain blocking. And I play one Fluffal dolphin is good, but I decided to play 2, just because in Master Duel, a lot of people don't know what every card does, and everybody doesn't know what Fluffals do. So when they read this card and it says that you get to set a toy vendor directly from your graveyard onto the field, and then you can send a Fluffal Wings or any Fluffal monster or Edgem Sabers to the graveyard, it kind of scares a lot of people. So lately I've been using this card as a bait. So normally I will normal summon Penguin, special summon Dolphin, and attempt to act Dolphin's effect. Usually I might get a negation out like an Ash. A lot of people on Master Duel are playing Ash because you can easily get a free copy if you buy like that booster set that they have, where you can just get 10 packs and the free Ash. So a lot of players are playing Ash. So this deck in Master Duel, you want to focus on getting the Ash out of their hand. So this card is a good thing for that. So if they Ash this, you have these 2 on the board, so you can go into Bahamut Shark, and totally awesome. 2 bear.
2 bear.
Along with 2 wings. Usually it's 3 bear, 2 wings. Sometimes it's 3 bear, 3 wings. But you really don't want to brick with this deck, and we're playing a Twin Twister in this build. Fluffals used to play Twin Twister a lot, but not really much anymore in the TCG. But in terms of Master Duel, back row is everywhere. So you need your cards, man, and you don't want to brick on Fluffal Bear, because bricking in Master Duel is like a death sentence with all the back row heavy decks. You need to get some plays out, and Bear will just brick you because it is a hard once per turn, unfortunately. And of course, if you're playing 2 Bear, I think you have to bash the 2 wings. Wings can easily be sent to the graveyard with Dolphin's effect. That's why I don't play 3 anymore. I haven't played 3 since Dolphin came out, and it works out perfectly fine, because at the end of the day, it is a brick. So these 2 are bricks, so you play them both at 2. One Fluffal Cat, its only purpose is for chain blocking. If you use this card as fusion material, add a poly from your graveyard to your hand. I play one Fluffal Sheep, but I am going to be playing 2 in Master Duel. Just because you need to get your plays off, like I just said, same logic as playing 2 Fluffal Bears and not bricking on it. You need 2 Sheep in terms of Master Duel. Just again, to get your plays out. You can't brick in Master Duel, or else you will lose, man. I am playing a 3 Edgem Scythe in Master Duel, just because again, Edgem Scythe, it is very good for obviously the Artifact Scythe in your deck, stopping your opponents from special summoning. But yeah, I decided to play 3 because it does that, and it's a free interruption on back row as well. If your opponent will set 3 cards, you can use this card to summon out Fright for Cruel Whale, and you can pop a back row card, and then you get to draw for turn, so you don't gotta worry about 1 back row. But yeah, there is a lot of back row, so this card's utility is great. It also protects. So let's say you get this card out on the board, and then it decides to negate and destroy with any card. You can banish this card from the graveyard, so this card won't be destroyed, so you still have a field presence. It's pretty useful, I think. And one Fluffal Owl. Fluffal Owl, if this card is normal special summoned, you get to add a polymerization. Or if you didn't use the first effect, you get to activate this effect to pay 500, and then it becomes a polymerization. I've been thinking about playing this card at 2 in Master Duel, just because you need a poly, especially times when they have like a bunch of back row, like Trap Tricks, for example. You can activate this card to get a poly. It's a fusion for Fight for Tiger, and hopefully you have a chain block on the field, so you can pop at least 2 or 3 cards on their side of the board. Edge Imps. Of course, this card you have to play at 3, no more, no less. If this card is sent from the field to the grave, or your hand to the grave, you get to add a Fright for card from your deck to your hand. Still 1, this card will always be played at 1, never played at 2. It's just Plague Spreader, and of course the Artifact Scythe goes hand in hand with Cruel Whale. Next up, 3 Fright for Patchwork. Best card of the deck, and it's so easy to get in Master Duel. I believe it's a rare in Master Duel. Oh, it's a super rare. Okay, so it is somewhat easy to get because the Fluffal pack in general, it doesn't have a lot of cards in it. So this card in my first 10 pulls with 1,000 gems, which is again super easy to get, I got all 3 Fight for Patchworks. This deck is so easy to get in Master Duel, even in its own pack. It's actually insane. 2 Fight for Fusion. This card, you really do need to play more than 1. You need to see it, and you can also search it. But you can also send another one with Anaconda Verte. That, you know, it can be a little bit difficult to get in Master Duel, I will admit that. But if you have if you don't have an Anaconda Verte, you can just play 1. But if you have 2, yeah. And of course, Repair. This is the last Fight for card. You don't need the Trap one. This one says that if you have a Fight for monster in your graveyard, you can activate this card, special summon it. But if the card is in the graveyard, you can banish it from your graveyard to special summon any Fluffal monster from your hand. You can send this card with Cruel Whale. And now I've noticed the few Fluffal players I play in Master Duel, they're playing the Trap version of this card. All that does is half an opponent's monster attack. It's useless. So don't play it.
Slow.
It doesn't do anything. 3 Toymender, very easy to get. 3 Foolish Barrel of Goods. I know this card is a super rare Master Duel, but it is wrote up for Fluffals. You could probably get away with playing 2, but if you can craft 3, definitely craft 3. For the extra deck, I do play 3 Cruel Whale. Cruel Whale, its shit card should always be played at 3, but you can get away with 2. The reason why I play 3 is, of course, you want to use one on your opponent's turn for interruption, but I do use 2 for the Hyperion Xyz monster, which is this. It's another negation you can have on the board, and 2 is extremely easy to make with little to no effort. So yeah, I do play 3. And again, you do want to pop an Artifact Scythe if you go into the combo using Artifact Dagda. For this one, I do play this card at 2 in Master Duel. I just can't find the other one IRL right now, but this card is extremely important because it's the way to destroy all your opponent's back row cards. So this card, you fusion summon it by using Edgem Sabers and 1 or more Fluffal monsters. So you can use pretty much any amount, and then you pop cards equal to that amount. And then it gains attack. All Fright for monsters gain attack, 300 per every Fluffal or Fright for you control. So that is actually insane, and it stacks, so 3, 6, 9, 12. So this card is absolutely insane. Make sure to chain block with it though. That's a mistake a lot of people are making, because you can also get a Solemn, I believe it's a Solemn Judgment, you can also get with the 10 packs as well. So people are running around with Solemn Judgments. I got Judgment a few times, but if you chain block, they have to Judgment the last card to activate in the chain. So yeah, make sure to always do that. One Sabertooth, one Kraken, and one this fucking card. This card right now is bugged in Master Duel, and it's actually making me kind of upset. At least in my experience, you can't choose more than 3 cards for its fusions. You can only attack 3 times, so this card is actually incredibly useless right now in Master Duel because it doesn't work. But these two are actually really good. So this card, you can send a card your component controls to the graveyard, and then it can't attack directly. However, if you combine it with Fright for Sabertooth, using this card exclusion materials, you can activate the effect to send. Use card exclusion material, get this guy on the board. He special summons a frightful monster from your graveyard. You bring him right back, and you can send another card, or you can choose to attack. Because these two directly both equal exactly 8,000, because he can't attack twice. So yeah, they did that on purpose, by the way. XVs, spicy, right? Shark Toad. I'm not explaining it. One Hyperion. It's your rank 9. It's a free negation. It's also a little tech, and the reason why I added this card into the deck. So use 2 Cruel to make it, but if you make it and then you activate a spell card, its effect says that you can grab a spell card from your graveyard and attach it as material. Then on your opponent's turn, if you negate a spell and you detach the Toy Vendor will get its effect, because Toy Vendor gets its effect no matter how it hits the graveyard. So activate, negate a spell, send the Toy Vendor as cost, and then Toy Vendor will search. So you get to search and negate on your opponent's turn. Artifact Dagda. This card, when you activate a card on your field, you can set an artifact monster from your deck onto the field. So you can easily get that Scythe on the field with the greatest of ease. And then you use Cruel to pop the Scythe on your opponent's turn, and then that locks them out of the extra deck. And I've won literally every single time this effect resolves, which is absolutely fucking insane. And one Borrowsword. Borrowsword is actually really easy to get. There's a card pack that specifically puts Borrowsword on the front, and if you tried, you can easily get it within 20 packs, 2,000 gems, which again just gave to me for free. I got 2 of this card, and I just crafted one of them, so you can easily get Borrowsword. And the last card I play, I don't have it right now, is Anaconda Verte. You can send a Fright for Fusion from your deck to the graveyard, and then boom. And then the last card is, of course, Cross Sheep. It's a free special summon, so why the hell not? So that's it. This deck does amazing in Master Duel, as long as you know what chain blocking is. And in the main deck, I didn't talk about it, but 2 Twin Twister. Wait, did I talk about it? I think I did. We cut that. But yeah, that's it. Peace.